Sometimes, life tests your heart right when your wallet is empty. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness becomes the moment that changes everything. This is one of those stories, the kind that starts quietly, almost painfully, and ends in a way no one could have planned. Imagine giving your last $15 to make someone else smile, with no idea that the person sitting across from you carries a secret that could change your life forever. This is a story about kindness, dignity, and how doing the right thing can open doors you never knew existed. Before we begin, if stories like this move you, inspire you, or remind you of the good still left in the world, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us keep bringing meaningful stories to you here on your channel name. Now let me tell you the story. Mark Wilson was 38 years old and tired in a way sleep couldn't fix. He was a single dad living in a small apartment outside Columbus, Ohio, raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. His wife had passed away 3 years earlier after a short illness, and since then, life had been a careful balancing act between bills, grief, and showing up every day for his little girl. Mark worked as a delivery driver for a local hardware store. The pay was modest, the hours long, and the benefits nearly non-existent. Still, he tried to keep a smile on his face for Lily. Every morning, he packed her lunch with little handwritten notes. Every night, no matter how tired he was, he read her a bedtime story. Money was always tight. Some weeks were harder than others. That particular Friday was one of the hardest. After paying rent, utilities, and daycare, Mark checked his bank balance. $15.42. That had to last until next payday. He sighed and put his phone down. Then it buzzed. It was a reminder from a dating app he'd nearly forgotten about. A blind date. Tonight, coffee shop. Downtown. 7 p.m. Mark almost laughed. Dating felt like a luxury he couldn't afford emotionally or financially, but Lily had been the one who pushed him. "You deserve to be happy, Daddy," Shed said the night before, her voice soft but serious. "Mom would want you to smile again." Those words stayed with him all day. After dropping Lily at his neighbor's place, Mark stood in front of a thrift store mirror, adjusting his only decent button-down shirt. It was clean, neatly pressed, and a little worn at the collar, but it would have to do. On his way to the coffee shop, he passed a small street vendor selling handmade items, scarves, bracelets, tiny gift boxes. One small item caught his eye, a simple lavender-scented candle in a glass jar, tied with twine. A sign read, "Hand-poured, $15." Mark stopped walking. He thought about the coffee he could order, the gas he might need, the groceries that were already running low. Then he thought about how it feels to be seen, to matter. Without overthinking it, he handed over the $15 and took the candle. His wallet was now empty, but strangely, his chest felt lighter. At the coffee shop, Mark arrived early and chose a small table near the window. When she walked in, he recognized her immediately from the app. Her name was Claire. She wore a simple navy dress and no flashy jewelry. Her hair was pulled back neatly, and her smile was warm but guarded, like someone who had learned to be careful with people. She looked around, spotted Mark, and waved. They greeted each other with a slightly awkward laugh, the kind that comes from two strangers trying to be brave. They ordered coffee. Mark asked for the cheapest option and sat down. Conversation flowed easier than he expected. Claire listened intently, asking thoughtful questions. Mark talked about Lily, about being a dad, about how life hadn't turned out the way he once imagined. Claire shared pieces of her own life but stayed vague. She said she worked in business and traveled a lot. She didn't mention money. She didn't mention success. Halfway through the date, Mark reached into his jacket and placed the small candle on the table. "I know it's not much," he said quickly, his face warm with embarrassment. "But I wanted to bring you something, just..." A small gesture. Claire stared at the candle. For a moment she didn't say anything, then her eyes filled with tears. No one's ever done that for me, she said softly. Mark panicked. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. She shook her head. No, it's beautiful, really. They finished their coffee, talking until the shop closed. When they walked outside, the night air was cool and quiet. I had a really nice time, Claire said. Me too, Mark replied. They hugged, a brief, gentle hug, and went their separate ways. Mark walked home with an empty wallet and a full heart. What he didn't know was that Claire wasn't just in business. Claire Reynolds was the CEO of a fast-growing tech company based in San Francisco, a self-made millionaire. She had more money than she could ever spend comfortably. But after years of being valued for her success instead of her character, Shed decided to try dating differently. No job titles, no fancy restaurants, no signals of wealth. She wanted honesty. She wanted kindness. And that night, she found it. Over the next few weeks, Mark and Claire kept seeing each other. Simple dates, walks in the park, take-out dinners at Mark's apartment while Lily colored at the table. Claire adored Lily. Lily adored Claire. Mark noticed that Claire never flinched at the small space or the second-hand furniture. She never made him feel less than. She laughed easily and listened deeply. Eventually, Mark had to tell her the truth about his finances. I don't have much, he said one night, staring at the floor. I want you to know that. Claire smiled. I know, and I don't care. A month later, Claire invited Mark to dinner and finally told him everything. About the company, the money, the truth. Mark sat there in shock. Speechless. You spent your last $15 on me, she said, and you didn't expect anything in return. That told me more about you than any resume ever could. Mark didn't ask for help. He didn't ask for anything at all. But kindness has a way of coming back. Claire helped Mark go back to school part-time. She invested in his dream of opening a small logistics business. She didn't rescue him. She supported him. Years later, Mark stood on a stage, giving a speech at a charity event they'd started together, focused on helping single parents. He talked about that candle, about $15, about choosing kindness even when it costs you. Because sometimes the smallest gift changes everything, and sometimes kindness is the richest thing you can offer. So if you ever wonder whether your small acts matter, remember this story. You never know whose life you are touching, or how far your kindness will go. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness still matters. And don't forget, keep spreading light, one small act at a time.